Before you learn a single disease, before you see a single drug, before you read a single NCLEX question, I need to show you something that will change how you see every one of them. I need to show you what is happening inside your cells right now. Because once you understand what a healthy cell factory does, you can predict exactly what happens when it fails. And when you can predict the failure, you already know what the cue will be before the NCLEX even asks the question. Think of every cell in your body as a factory floor. It has departments. Each department has a specific job. And the whole operation runs on one fuel source. Glucose plus oxygen produces ATP. Say that again to yourself. Glucose plus oxygen produces ATP. Glucose is the raw material that comes in through the loading dock. Oxygen is what ignites the reaction. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is the energy currency that every single department in the factory uses to do its job. No glucose, no ATP. Factory slows, no oxygen, no ATP at all. Factory shuts down. That is not a metaphor. That is cellular biology. And it is the foundation of every disease process you are going to study. Now let me walk you through the departments. Department 1, the nucleus, the CEO. The nucleus holds the DNA, the complete instruction manual for every product this factory will ever make. When the factory needs to build something, the CEO writes the order. Department 2, messenger RNA, the messenger team. The CEO cannot leave the office. So the DNA writes a message, a strand of messenger RNA, and sends it out to the factory floor. The messenger RNA carries the blueprint from the nucleus to the workers. Department 3, the ribosomes, the workers. The ribosomes receive the blueprint and build the product, proteins, enzymes, hormones, structural components. Everything the body manufactures goes through the ribosome workers. Department 4, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, the manufacturing floor. This is where the ribosomes do their work. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is the production line, the physical space where proteins are assembled and folded into their final shape. Department 5, the Golgi apparatus, shipping and receiving. Once the product is built, it goes to the Golgi. The Golgi packages it, labels it, and sends it to exactly where it needs to go, inside the cell, outside the cell, into the bloodstream. The Golgi is the dispatch center. Department 6, the mitochondria, the power plant. This is where glucose and oxygen meet. The mitochondria take in glucose, they use oxygen to burn it, and out comes ATP, the electricity that powers every other department in the building. No power plant, no power. Every other department stops working. This is why oxygen and perfusion are always the highest clinical priority. Always. Department 7, the cell membrane, the security gate and loading dock. The cell membrane decides what comes in and what goes out. It controls entry of glucose, oxygen, ions, drugs, and signals. It controls export of waste products and manufactured goods. It is the boundary between the factory and the outside world. Drugs work here. Receptors live here. When a drug reaches a cell membrane receptor, it is standing at the security gate and presenting credentials. Department 8, the lysosomes, the cleanup crew. After production, there is waste. Broken proteins, damaged organelles, cellular debris. The lysosomes are the cleanup crew. They break it down and recycle what can be reused. Without the cleanup crew, the factory floor fills with debris and productivity falls. Department 9, the microtubules and motor proteins. The highway system. The microtubules are the internal road network of the factory, a system of tracks running through the cytoplasm. The motor proteins, kinesin and dynein, are the delivery trucks. They move cargo along the highways to exactly the right address inside the cell. 9 departments, 1 power source, 1 equation. Glucose plus oxygen produces ATP. Now, here is where the clinical thinking begins. When any one of these departments fails, the factory stops making something the body depends on. And when the body is missing something it depends on, that absence shows up at the bedside. That is your cue. A patient with heart failure, the cardiac muscle cell factories are starving. Their power plants, the mitochondria, cannot keep up with demand. ATP production falls, the pumping weakens, fluid backs up, and the cue? Crackles in the lungs, swollen ankles, shortness of breath, not because you memorized a list, but because you know which factory failed and why. A patient with anemia, the red blood cell factories have slowed. Fewer carriers, less oxygen reaching the other factories. Every factory in the body is now running low on the second half of the equation. Oxygen delivery is compromised, and the cue? Fatigue, pallor, tachycardia, the heart speeding up trying to deliver what little oxygen it has faster. A patient on a nephrotoxic drug, the kidney tubule cell factories are taking damage. Their cleanup crew, the lysosomes, cannot keep up. Waste begins to accumulate. Filtration falls. And the cue? Rising creatinine, decreased urine output, edema. Same method. Every time, find the factory, find the department, find the lost function, find the cue. This is not memorization. This is a system. And once you have the system, you can walk into any disease process on the NCLEX test plan, including ones you have never studied, and reason your way to the right answer. Because you know what a healthy factory looks like. You know what a failing factory produces, and you know what that failure looks like at the bedside. Glucose plus oxygen produces ATP. That equation is the foundation of everything you are going to learn here. The cell factory tour is open. I will see you inside.